All right, I feel better today, so we're gonna do this last live, and we're gonna go over some things that is gonna help you find a person. Which there are a litany of these people in this so-called community, and we're gonna go through how they exist, why they exist, what we could do to like stop them from penetrating you, your family, your pockets, your mind, right? Because not all of them are directly just taking your money and your resources. They take a lot of your self-awareness and your common sense, right? So if you remember the first 3 installments we did, and I was supposed to do this Friday, but I've been under the weather. Now I feel better. So Friday we did when a person calls you out, and the person who's calling you out never do anything they claim they're gonna do. That's one. So we call that accountability, right? So that was part 1. Part 2, we did Sister Girl Magic, which showed the lack of unity, right? I wanted to show there's no unity. None, right? Because it's all self-preservation. And then it's not even self-preservation because these people are followers and believers of a deity that's not a deity. That's just a man like themselves. Today, we're going to frame all of this, right? So if you remember part 2, I gave you the framework, Prometheus, Epimetheus, foresight, hindsight, proaction, reaction, right? That's a very important thing when you're like dealing with these spiritual leaders, so-called spiritual leaders, these characters that come across on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, right? So you got these people that claim they got a mission to help people. And you got these people that claim all they want to do is like fix your community or fix your life, help you do something, right? And the one thing you never see them do is any of that. But one of my favorite movies, anyone who knows me knows that not only am I an avid reader, but I also understand what Black Hollywood did for us in present day. What Black Hollywood in the late 60s, early 70s did was they gave you these movies that showed you literal contextual reasoning for what was going on at the time, right? So when you look at I think every black family before having a kid should watch Claudine, right? Claudine, it showed you how right after the civil rights movement left, the welfare system broke up the black family, right? Because they strategically allowed women to have children, get paid to have children, but they could not have a man in the house at all. Like a social worker would literally come look in the closet and under the bed to see these people, to see if they had a man in the house. So how can a woman create a child without a man, which she can't, but she can't have a man in the house in order to get government subsidies? And then in the 90s came, welfare reform, where they just basically just shut all that down, right? But they knew what they were doing. The point I'm making is that one of my favorite movies, right? Cotton Comes to Harlem. Cotton Comes to Harlem takes place in the 70s in Harlem. And there's a preacher named Deke O'Malley. And Deke O'Malley was a handsome guy. Very handsome. You know what I'm saying? He played in a lot of blaxploitation films. And Deke O'Malley was a guy that wasn't not only handsome, but a well-spoken guy, right? Very well-spoken. And this is what we're going to call these characters in our community today. We're going to call them Deke O'Malley. We ain't even got to say their name because they all Deke O'Malleys. They're just different renditions of Deke O'Malley, right? So we're going to give a quick synopsis, right? So Deke O'Malley, or Reverend Deke O'Malley, played by a very famous actor, very good, very excellent actor at the time. You probably can't really see this, right? But if you can, he's a very handsome, dapper, well-debonair person, right? So let's start off like this. I'm giving y'all visual. We got props today because people don't understand what's going on. So let's say I show you this, right? Let's say we're in a video and I'm supposed to be teaching you, right? And all you see is this. And I deliberately go like this. Like I turn it around. Make sure you see the MCM monogram, right? What if I do that? Or what if I'm supposed to be teaching you, right? We got props today, people. I told you I was gonna frame this for you. I'm teaching you, right? And let me get this out. It's a lot of work. Y'all need to cash at me. Just playing. Okay, so now the next time you see me, I do this. And I make sure you see the G's, right? Oh, it's a Gucci. Blah, 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 right? Blah, 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 blah. Now, anyone who knows me knows I like fine eyewear, right? Doesn't mean I'm rich, right? Now, let me show you something. You see this box? Louis Vuitton, right? Okay. I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. Just walk with me. After the end of this video, you're going to see what I mean. Right? So, okay. Louis Vuitton box. Take out the eyewear. Right? Red millionaires, right? You see that? Okay. Now I'm going to show you something else. Walk with me, y'all. I got you. I got you. Just rock with me for a second as I get all this stuff. You know, props take a long time to get together. Right? Boom. What up, Matulu? What's good, King? Now, I take these out of this box, right? And I show you these, right? Now, why am I showing you this? Let me ask you a question. Which one you think costs more? The red ones or the blue ones? Now, obviously, everybody knows Louis Vuitton adds it as, makes it synonymous with success and money and rich, right? Okay? But which one you think costs more? And which one you think is made better? Does it matter if I'm trying to teach you? Now, if I started out a video, because my man Matulu know who I'm talking about. If I start out a video and the first thing I key on is this, a Ferragamo Givenchy belt, right? Or this guy, this is all he has, like literally. He has like one or two of them, but that's just it. Show you a Versace belt. And I literally start the video with the camera facing a Versace belt that's at my waist. What am I trying to do? Or a Gucci belt, right? Think about this. If you're watching, let me know if you understand what I'm doing. Or another Versace belt. Or a Bally belt. The point I'm trying to make is this, right? So now I showed you, before I even started showing you anything as far as lecturing, I showed you Louis Vuitton sunglasses, another brand sunglasses that cost actually more than a Louis Vuitton, an MCM book bag, a Gucci book bag, and about 10 different belts, right? Does that mean I'm rich? Does that mean I'm smarter than you? Does that mean I'm your leader? Or does it mean I am literally trying to attract a gap that you're trying to fill? See, these guys are called confidence men. Confidence men. They exude exuberant confidence. But when you listen to them, are they saying anything? Are they really, really saying anything? I want you to really absorb that. So, let's see if my other phone will pick up my Wi-Fi. And we're going to go with, I'm going to show you the first Deke O'Malley. This is the Deke O'Malley right here. This is Deke O'Malley. But this is like, he's the Optimus Prime of Deke O'Malley's. Why do I say that? We're going back to hindsight, foresight. So anyone in this community who follows that Deke O'Malley knows that for over 10 years, he's been offering services that no one has ever gotten. But you know what this Deke O'Malley did the other day? He did two things that was very interesting. He made a post. And in that post, he said, all of y'all want to share my negativity and all my negative news. But nobody's sharing that I'm making black people money on the stock market. So me being the antagonist and the idiot, because I'm an idiot, I must be an idiot. The idiot that I am, I said, well, okay, Deke O'Malley, the real question should be, how come in that 10-year span of you selling tax deeds, tax liens, condominiums, mentorships, you haven't had not one testimonial video? But now you're telling us, why aren't we sharing this testimonial video? But are you really helping black people invest in the stock market? Because this is the thing. The stock market right now is on an upward trajectory. A lot of companies. If you gave a monkey right now $200 and said pick a stock, it probably would make some money. So I see Chris is watching. Me and Chris was on the same live stream for a second, looking at Deke O'Malley. And you know what Deke O'Malley said? Something very interesting. Yo, I just bought something major. And if you saw what I bought, you'd have been like, yo, why did you bought it? Your money got to be low. He didn't tell you what you buy, what he bought. But if you saw what I bought, his money would, if you saw if you see what I bought. Now, mind you, he also did this video walking through a resort. Why did he do that? You're at home during a so-called pandemic. A pandemic, no so-called, let me not even say that. A pandemic. Stuff is just opening. And you're watching him walk through a resort, right? With his kufi on. Don't take his kufi off for nothing. He in the shower with his kufi. Go figure. So we gonna trust a man with all our money who won't even take his hat off in the shower. Okay. Now, case in point. Rewind about 2 months ago. He was supposed to debate. He went on one of my favorite people's channel, who I have a great relationship with. And he didn't answer any questions about 5G to an extent. But he goes live on Facebook afterwards. And you know what he shows during a pandemic in his house? A money counter. Foresight. Money, liquid. Nobody was working at the time. No one got no stimulus checks. Very few people had liquid cash. Why do you are showing black people a money counter? Yo, I just bought a money counter for like $300. You were just counting money. Counting what? You don't have a business. But you're going to rake in money, physical money. I'm talking about literal paper and count what? Deke O'Malley. Right? Now, the wise shall do first what the fool does last. Chris Woods, African Emporium, Monica Lamb, sometimes myself. We go online and we teach people technical analysis. We teach people day trading, long-term trading, dividend structure. You don't think Deke O'Malley knows of that channel, which he's been on a few times because of the person that runs that channel? You don't think he watched that? You can't show me in a 6-month span where he talked about stocks within the last 2 weeks. Well, last 2 months. Isn't that a coincidence? Well, you know, it's a bigger coincidence. He never talked about stocks until me and my man, Eli from Whatever Happened to Common Sense, did a show about him and Deke O'Malley. He's another Deke O'Malley. And then I seen him change his whole trajectory to stocks. Now, I remember the first stock class he did on Facebook Live, where he was telling everybody, put all your money into the airlines, which was an ignorant statement. Anyone who knows stocks, that was stupid. Just because they were getting a bailout, there were earmarks in that bailout saying certain things that the airline couldn't do, like stock buybacks, certain things. You know how many people lost money? Okay, so let me show you another thing what Deke O'Malley does. Deke O'Malley never answers a question. Never. He doesn't. Another thing Deke O'Malley does is he gives you information that he feels like you want to know instead of the information you need. I.e., I just bought something big, yo, and if you saw it, you'd be like, yo, where the money went? That's Deke O'Malley. Another thing that Deke O'Malley does is that, like I said, he starts the video panning down to either his belt or his ugly shoes that any of us who got style would be like, bro, what are you wearing? Now, I'm not even going to get into like what's style or stylish at this point, because then I will help create and prolong this sucker. That's just a fact. The problem is this. Money is a funny thing. And the way you make it, I don't know too many rich people that tell you how to get money. Now, I could show a person that's willing to show you ways of getting money. This man said he's creating 7 streams of income. If you had 7 streams of income, one, you wouldn't be talking to us. You wouldn't. And if you had 7 streams of income, why would you charge us to learn even 2? You have 7. Now he's going to say, well, I'm not supposed to get paid for my knowledge. Interesting. So we got CNBCs. We have Stockwatch. We have all these things that give you information on revenue streams for free. But he's going to tell you for $2,000 or a mentorship how to get 7 streams of income. Now, all you have to do is see if he has an LLC. I mean, I shouldn't even say that because I know he's super Deke O'Malley, so eventually he's going to catch up. But see, what business do he really have? It's that simple. Now we got another Deke O'Malley. And I'm going to go back to super Deke O'Malley because he's layered. He's very layered. We got another Deke O'Malley who's literally illiterate, got dreads, be on YouTube, bare-chested, peace, family, creates his own words, collect money for a daycare camp that never happened, for a preschool because he's a felon, so it can't happen. He couldn't open it. Never returned the money. No one ever asked him about it. Will tell black people to get on the front line while he's sitting in his room with a sheet behind him playing video games and telling you that you're a punk. Very interesting. You never seen that boy bite bread, right? So you seen him fight a Muay Thai fight, which is regulated. You never seen that man bite bread. And you know the best way to get at him? Go when he's live and question all his knowledge. All he's going to do is curse you out. Or he's going to say, Google it. Google it. That's what he says. But you know how this Deke O'Malley is different, because this Deke O'Malley sells you passion and he speaks to you in pathos. Remember I told y'all, ethos, pathos, logos. The first Deke O'Malley mastered both because he gives you a bunch of senseless empirical information that really is not nothing measured. And then you be like, okay, that brother's deep. Y'all could be talking about literal religion and he'll say, if M implicates Q and Q implicates E, and you be like, that brother deep. The law of implication. Deke O'Malley. But back to the dreaded Deke O'Malley. The dreaded Deke O'Malley is a funny person because the dreaded Deke O'Malley takes a lot from the first Deke O'Malley. He just like a little, now the first Deke O'Malley don't have no style at all. Like, I don't even understand why people think he got money. Like, because he rents and stuff. Whatever. I know style isn't important, right? But the first Deke O'Malley at least has the branded stuff to kind of like draw you in. This guy is either bare-chested or he got his V-neck on, which is fine. But now let's get to the information. What does that information do for you? So the aliens is going to come over and rescue black people. What does that do for you? We live in a state. All this is psyops. If all of this is psyops, Deke O'Malley with the dreads, then what would you do to stop it? It's one thing to put out information that's a farce, and it's another thing to do it passionately. To have all these people who's also lost to say, yeah, go, bro. You the truth, YK. Why? Why is YPK the truth? This man said 2 weeks ago on his page, I'm Malcolm X, and I tore him a new one to the point where his moderators asked me to leave. You Malcolm X, we never seen you march. You can't speak without you. Like the funniest thing I've ever heard is Unc, who calls him the holler shit. That's what he does. He hollers, he screams, he curses. Yada 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 yada. Right? So that's another part of Deke O'Malley. It's a morphed version because it's passionate, it's super ignorant, super illiterate, super uneducated, but he's Deke O'Malley. Now let's go to the Deke O'Malley we've been talking about for the last couple days. Very smooth, giving you soliloquies. You know, don't answer any questions because he's never wrong. It's us that's crazy. That's kind of like what they do. See, if you ask me a question, I kind of got to answer it. It's either yes or no, or there's either an objective or subjective answer to the actual question. This person said to me, what did I do for the community? I gave him an hour video showing him what I did. You know what that person did? Another video now comparing me to a snake. Now, person's going to be like, Andre, let go, move on. I wasn't talking about you. Or if I was, or you think I was, the hit dog holler, all that magical stuff. But then I showed Sister Girl Magic, which doesn't exist, obviously. And he comes back again. Now, here's the question. The question is, what information do you get from a guy that tells you the man with no lips can't talk shit, or the man with no fire can't blow smoke up your ass? Is that really deep, or is that just some like flim flam, blim blam, knick knack, paddywhack, give a dog a snack? Which one is it? Because it obviously ain't reality. See, the reason why I'm doing this today, one, because I'm giving you the framework to understand a confidence man in front of you. And I'm also giving you I'm also telling you that none of these people will ever give you tangible results for none of their information. If my man Chris Woods, who's watching right now, tell you, come Wednesday, watch African Emporium, myself, Monica Lamb, and Andre teach you some type of stock work for free, and you actually learn something, or you actually get something from it and take it to your home. Do you understand what that does? One, we didn't charge you. Two, it changes the culture of your whole surrounding. Because now, as a mother or dad, you take that to your son might take it to his friends. And we're not charging people $500 for a simple understanding of how to take $50 and putting it into the market. This man is literally watching us and telling people, see, I told you. Let me show you something. This man said on his last, now mind you, another thing about Deke O'Malley, they pay their followers sometimes. They not followers, but these people who mention them. One person said, yeah, Deke O'Malley, I made $20,000 on Royal Cruise. $20,000 on Royal Cruise during the pandemic. Does that make any sense? And if you had $20,000 to put into that solid stock, which is fine, you're going to put it into Royal Cruise? Even if you do your due diligence. That is a discretionary income company. So you're going to put $20,000. You tell me you made $20,000 off of Royal Cruise during the pandemic. And these people are really eating it up. Yo, Deke O'Malley, you got PayPal? Deke O'Malley, how can I sign up for these $500 classes to learn the stuff that you're watching other people teach you? See, the problem with us is, you know why they're Deke O'Malleys? Because we're Deke O'Malley. Instead of us applying ourselves to different ways to change our reality, we want to follow someone who created your reality because they don't live theirs. I know this for a fact. Been around Deke O'Malley, all three of them, well, two out of the three, the dreaded one and the super one. And guess what? They ain't got nothing. I promise you that. And they do a lot of rebel rousing. Like the super Deke O'Malley said to the gangbangers, why aren't y'all mobilizing? Why don't y'all do it? And then yesterday says, yeah, for y'all who out there marching, the way I mobilize is getting this money. So you going to tell the poor black people, go out on the front line, gang banging, shoot the cops, while you go and count people money that's endowing you for teaching them absolutely nothing. This is why you have Deke O'Malleys, because you want Deke O'Malleys. If you don't look yourself in the mirror and say, how can I change my reality? Your reality will never change. Watching him, you can't even speak to the man without paying him. That lets you know he don't care about you. Now Deke O'Malley has kind of like advanced it. Now he has a website backup offering the same mentorship. You don't see nothing that the mentorship offers. It just says, depending on time and geographical locale. Does that make any sense? No. But you continue to follow Deke O'Malley. Why? Because Louis Vuitton sunglasses. That's why we're gonna follow. He don't wear them. He's probably gonna do it now. That's why I regret even showing this, because now he's gonna find a way to do that, and then it's gonna be like, oh, he's ahead of the game. He got the good glasses. So if he put these on, and you be like, oh, he got the millionaire son. So that means he's your leader. This man said, just because I drive a Rolls Royce and you drive a Camry doesn't mean I'm not black conscious. But that's like a silly question, because no one is questioning if you even drive a Rolls Royce. Because first of all, it doesn't even make sense, right? Like we're not going to get into that, because I don't want Deke O'Malley to capitalize off of what I'm actually saying. But what I'm saying to everyone that's actually watching, they exist because that's what you want. The man can't sell you a snake unless you're looking for a snake. And these people are literally on Facebook selling you a snake because you want a snake. When me and my man Chris was watching Deke O'Malley walk through the resort, we were laughing. Because you see it. It's foresight. It's like you're walking through a resort during the pandemic, bragging about the thing that you just bought that you never show no one. This man said he once bought a mountain, and people ate it up. This man says, I rent luxury cars. I rent them out to you, but never showed you a deed. This man said he owns acres of land. Never seen it. All of this stuff is because that's what you want. If you are understanding that the way wealth works, wealth is not singular. That's why you should never follow a guy that's trying to sell you wealth who doesn't have it. Wealth is communal. Wealth is, like I once said, if I have a construction company and Chris might have actual construction workers, boom, that's one link, right? And then somebody else will be a wood distributor. Boom, that's wealth. Because now you mobilize that and actually create resources that create streams of income, right? So Deke O'Malley exists because that's who y'all want. If you want the smooth talking, look in the camera like this, licking his lips like Denzel and Malcolm X, that's what you're going to get. If you want the dude that is so insecure that he has to wear all that fly, well, it ain't really fly, post-dated fly stuff, and talk down to you because he's stealing from you, that's what you're going to get. If you want the dude that's rebel roused, Google it, motherfucker. You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to do nothing. And then you don't see him do nothing, that's because you're not going to do nothing. Like, why would you even align yourself with that? So that's all it is. They're selling you what you already are. Some of the stuff you just don't obtain and you don't have. That's it. Now, the last one I just mentioned, the smooth talking, never answers a question. Y'all crazy, not me. I've levitated past you guys. Yeah, I said I was going to do this. But look at me. I'm vibrating on such a high level. I'm cute because you think I'm cute. You see how easy that is? You can destroy them by not being them. That's it. You could destroy them by not being them. Now, this video might get around, and 2 out of the 3 might see it, and they're going to morph into another Deke O'Malley. But at least you have to have the foresight to understand where these guys come from, who they were at one time. Just look at who they were. Like, we all evolve and change. I get all that, right? But just look at who they were. What information they were saying back then to what they're saying now. What were they doing back then? Are they doing anything now? One dude said, you'll never see me, like, fresh to death and now wearing Versace hoodies. I got the same hoodie. I ain't mad at him. Wearing red bottoms. I ain't mad at him. I got expensive designer sneakers too. The difference is I'm never gonna start off I'm never gonna start off a live or first of all, I ain't gonna be up here teaching anyway. You know I'm a troll, but I'm never gonna start off a live going like this. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Yo, I told y'all to buy my mentorship. Peace to the family. Fendi. You know how country that is? Fly stuff, whether you have on a Ralph Lauren regular buckle, or whether you have on a Gucci double G, doesn't make you intelligent, doesn't make you anyone's leader. A leader is someone that says, listen, y'all, how can I help? How can I help? No, I'm not Luda. How can I help you so you can help someone else? My man Gary Trent said yesterday in our stock group, Andre, are you free to teach me? I'm about to open. I said, yo, Gary, just call me. These are facts. I just said, I'm always free to help a person. And I don't need compensation unless it's something that we have to do on a daily basis. And that compensation is really just me saying you invest. Because you're not going to change my money because I'm changing my own money. But that's the point I'm making, y'all. Like, that's why I had to do this. So I framed this to show you that, one, y'all nothing but believers in this conscious community. Y'all believe everybody that talked to you. I showed y'all that with the rapping genie who said I wasn't doing nothing, but I did everything and continue to. Secondly, y'all have no unity. Sister Girl Magic showed that. One lady comes out, pour her hearts out. Everybody dancing, Sister Girl Magic, Sister Girl. And everybody was like, ooh, girl, he ain't nothing. And just to go back to his inbox and be like, yeah, I think you cute. And maybe not even say that. Well, I think Sister Girl lost her mind. So that shows you have no unity. And then today, I showed that you fall for the simplest tricks in the book because you are the simplest trick in the book. And that's what you looking to get. Rich quick. 400 years of slavery. 100 years of Jim Crow. Slavery by a different name, peonage, redistribution. That's why you're not rich. It ain't got nothing to do with you not working hard. But it takes a certain amount of timing. It takes a certain amount of dedication. And it takes for you to change your own culture and make tough decisions of how you're going to get some money. No one loves more fly stuff than me. But you also have to say, you have to weigh it. It's called opportunity cost at the time. If what is going to make me more in the long run, we're not going to be young forever, right? We all going to get old. And when you're 60 years old, you still going to watch a man walking through a resort during the pandemic saying, peace to the family. Yo, I just bought this. You going to be like, yo, Deke O'Malley. Yo, how did you get that, yo? He ain't going to show you what he got. This man did a whole video about 2 months ago pointing at his shoes. Talking to you, telling about, yeah, my taxes are already paid, so I'm doing it. If y'all want to get the link. And that's another thing they do. When it's time to actually try to, sell you, they talk real fast. So if you get the taxes, yeah. What did I just say? Nothing. And just because a man wears a dashiki does not mean he's not Deke O'Malley. Just because he's opened up the Nat King Cole, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Sweet Dickie Willie School for the Boy of Arts does not mean he's not Deke O'Malley. And another thing Deke O'Malley do a lot. All of them. They're super repetitive. Donate, family. Donate to the school, family. Please donate to the school, family. If you ain't donate to the school, if you're not donating to the Nat King Cole, Nat Turner, Sojourner Truth, Jesus is Real Like a $3 Bill, School for the Boys of Arts. Then the other person look at, hold on, family. Hold on, family. Hold on. See, you see that? You see that? Boom! That's what they do. Or the other dude just you get the tax lien, you get the taxi, you get that, you get the financial and the FDIC. None of that makes sense. None of it. So stop looking at the Gucci bags, the Louis, the Fendis. It doesn't matter. We all broke. I bet you that. And if we not broke, we stable. And we're only stable on a contingency. So We're trying to stabilize ourselves in our communities, but you'll never stabilize it trying to follow the guy who lacks confidence in himself but have enough confidence to screw you over. It just don't work like that, y'all. It just don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's just all I wanted to say. And I hope y'all learned these last 3. And I'm not doing this no more. I'm going back to trolling. And that's it. But, you know, none of this it's a revolving door. Like, it's literally a carousel. You're going in a circle. That person, guarantee you, the super Deke O'Malley, the first one we showed, he will have another hustle when the stock market corrects itself. Period. Or, and I'm going to try this. I'm going to talk to a few people. I'm going to tell them, don't do classes for like a month. A month. And see how long Deke O'Malley hangs in. Because obviously this man who never talked anything about money markets is now telling you everything about the money market. My sister, who's watching right now, I slowly weans her into it. She slowly weans her friends into it. You don't learn, it's just application. But one thing you don't do is master it overnight, because you're literally gambling and it's speculation. But at the same time, you can do your due diligence. But you don't have to charge no one $500 to teach them how to take $200 to make possibly $350. Does that make any sense? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That the Deke O'Malley exists because y'all want Deke O'Malley. Period. And until y'all graduate from the Google it mother effers and peace to the family, peace to the family, you know I got this, blah, 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 blah. Or graduate from the smooth, let me talk to y'all, family. You know, everybody's coming after me, but I just rise. Until you graduate from that and understand that don't either stabilize, pay your bill. It don't even enlighten you. You can't be enlightened and be broke. I guarantee you that. Because your mind is fixated on how to eat, clothe, and shelter you. Your decision making is different. Your attitude is different. Your temper is different. These are facts. Why so many divorces happen when families who loses their job or loses certain incomes and they just start fighting over anything? The TV dinner is too salty now. The same salt you was eating the week before. Your lady's legs is too hairy. The same hair she had on them a week before. But now when you ain't got no money, you frustrated. Everything is a problem. That's why you got to graduate from this stuff, man. It's cool. We laugh and we joke about these Deke O'Malleys, but they're not going anywhere because there's always some more new flop. And that's another thing before I leave. Stop saying these people helped you. Meaning like, oh, I was so lost until I found you. You gave me so much information. Really? The old saying goes, when the student is ready to learn, thus the teacher shall appear. Meaning you were already ready to leave the paradigm that you were in. But you're jumping into another hands of a fake savior. That's all you're doing. Stop saying these people, oh, that if it wasn't for you, Deke, I'd still be lost, yo. No. It was whatever was within you was trying to come out. And until we graduate from this, then go back to church, y'all. At least you see the guy you giving the money to. Go back to church. I'm telling you. Because these people, when you send them their money, you can't call them. At least you can see the pastor go like this. Thank you for coming. I hope God bless you this Sunday. At least you can get that. Right? Sometimes you could call the pastor. You can't call any of these Deke O'Malleys unless they need your money. That's a fact. You can't talk to any of them unless they need your money. So who actually holds the power? You. Not them. It's you. And that's why I did this 3-part series. It wasn't even to go after homeboy who made that blanket statement about what we're doing for the community. I that's documented what I did. And said person said to us on last Friday, I got massive videos of feeding the community. Haven't produced one yet. But I'm guaranteeing you it's going to come. I already know how this works. That's how the hustle works. The hustle is infinite. The only way you can hustle is to keep hustling. You stop hustling, then kind of like everything that you was hustling was already revealed, and then you lose your hustle. So I get that. But as I framed this whole thing, foresight, hindsight, we all gonna make mistakes, but don't make the same mistake. If you keep talking about the pastor and this person's a hustler, and then you jumping into another pastor, because that's what they are, just stay in the church. Wear your nice suit, shine off your gaiters, your slacks, and just go to church. And give your money to the guy that you see. So at least you know when that Cadillac pulls out the parking lot, that was part of my contribution. Because these other people, even if they see you on the street, unless they're live and they're trying to sell something to the rest of their flock, they ain't going to say nothing to you. I guarantee you that. They ain't going to say anything to you. They might give you a dap, but they ain't going to have really build with you. Because they know they're vulnerable in public. In front of you, they're vulnerable because you kind of see like, oh, this man, he got no money. All I want to know, if I prove my point in these three sermons, the Reverend Dollar B. Green is going to go back into the dust. I'm off this now. I'm off it. But I gave you the perfect framing of our problem. One, we're believers. You claim you're the conscious community. You believe anything these people tell you. Two, you are just fractured. You have no unity. None. Y'all can't even hold the claim to the person y'all called to the carpet. This person hasn't apologized. This person hasn't even taken any type of accountability and won't. Because of sister girl magic. One woman who happened to be pretty poured her heart out to y'all. And everybody's like, oh my God, oh my. And the guys, the guys, Jesus, I does this for the sisters and the ancestors. First one to sell homegirl out. That's why. And then today, the con artist is actually you. Because you're looking for an escape hatch that doesn't exist instead of laying the groundwork and foundation to changing your reality. Facts. And that's all I wanted to say, y'all. That was, please donate to the Andre School of Financial Literacy and Polygamy Science, where we turn women into women. Also, don't hesitate to donate. Because y'all are divided, misguided, and undecided. I just came to the game to give you some direction. But on a serious note, Deke O'Malley is you. It's the one that looks you in the mirror. These guys cannot hustle you if that wasn't inside of you to be hustled. And I just painted the picture to show you the reverse of the hustling. Which is kind of crazy of me, because now they can kind of like alternate their hustle. But at least we had this conversation. That's why I tagged a few people in it. One, because some of these people know I'm not lying about said person watching people put in work to help black people with the stocks, with Ethereum, with certain things, and then going back and selling it for $500, which is crazy to me. $250. I don't care if he's selling it for $50 when we doing it for free, and we don't want any pats on the back. Bruh, if you eating, I'm eating. If that person eating, they eating. You don't owe me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to drive down the street in poverty in a Bentley and everybody else don't have a car? That don't even make sense. Like I always say, don't nobody love black people until it's time to hate them. Because all of us haters when it's time. We love black people on Facebook. Oh, we put up all these posts and power to the people. But nobody don't like no black people until it's time to hate them. Ain't that a bitch? But that's what it is, y'all. You know, I just wanted we gave you 3 parts of this. I hope y'all was able to grasp it. You know, I had to illuminate what I was seeing. Because me and Vanessa, who's watching now, we was laughing at this. Like, y'all Negroes are crazy. And y'all don't have no backbone. And y'all are literal suckers. Like, we seen a guy call a man out, get the information from the women, go back, apologize, tap dance, soft shoe. For what? Like, what did that just do? I'd have rather the person just kept his mouth shut instead of doing all that. But that's it. Deke O'Malley does not end until you end Deke O'Malley. Because they're not going anywhere because y'all paying their bills. That's just a fact. Y'all, see, the one thing about Deke O'Malley's, they hustle enough to get to the next hustle. They get enough from you to get to the next hustle. So if y'all stop, the hustle has to stop. You're funding the hustle. All right, y'all.